Hey, this is Jonah Rosenblum, high school sports reporter for the Record-Courier, and welcome to another episode of PFL Portage Football Live. This show is brought to you, of course, by the Record-Courier. My tan is brought to you by the PTC Girls Tennis Tournament, and my wardrobe apparently is brought to you entirely by my girlfriend and her parents. That is disturbing. But we are not here to talk about my personal life, Mother. We are here to talk about Portage County football. So let's go. First down. Alrighty, folks, it's first down. Let's talk about takeaways from Week 4 of Portage County football action. Number 1, I was in person witnessing the Woodridge-Ravenna game, and I have to tell you that Bulldogs offense is legit. They are known as a running team, and of course, with King Alfred Sanders nearly impossible to tackle, they are a great running team. But what I saw on Friday night was a team that is very balanced, that has a great quarterback who can throw the ball downfield, and he has 2 star receivers in Jake Margroff and Sharif Howard, who are both shifty, elusive, they're fast, and they have great hands. We also saw Streetsboro, and what we knew about them coming into the season was Dakari Carter and Keyshawn Jones. Perhaps what we didn't know was how many other weapons the Rockets would have. George Redding had a touchdown reception this past week. We also saw Myron Jones with the go-ahead 41-yard touchdown reception. We saw Russell Kendall average 10 yards per carry and reach the end zone twice. So this Streetsboro team, Coach John Arlesick told me last night, this is a team that they consider a 6-headed monster, with Keyshawn Jones, Dakari Carter, George Redding, Myron Jones, Russell Kendall, and of course the quarterback, Will Butler. And then finally we turn to Springfield, which showed tremendous heart coming back from a 42-14 deficit against Streetsboro. They were able to tie the score at 42. They had Zach DeLoro, 125 yards on 7 tries. They had 4 touchdowns by Zach Weaver. And this Springfield Spartans offense has now scored 90 points in their last 2 games after scoring just 21 in their first 2. So the Spartans are a dangerous offensive team, probably far more dangerous than any of us could have predicted. Second down. Alrighty, folks, it's second down. Time to give away some game balls. Let's start with Mogadore. Huge play before halftime in a very close game against Granville. We saw Cole Jaber, a 22-yard touchdown pass to Jake Jeter as time expired, leading up to halftime. A great play by the Wildcats, a clutch play, and the kinds of plays they're going to need to make if they want to repeat as PTC County champions. We also saw Logan Toot and the Crestwood offensive line give them a game ball. They had a remarkable performance. Toot finished with 278 yards, 5 rushing touchdowns, and as you'll see in my PTC County report this week, this is an incredible story, in part because the Red Devils offensive line has played so well despite shifting so many guys around. They had injuries all over. They had to shift 2 running backs to the offensive line, including the all-important center position. An incredible performance by Crestwood, and really an incredible season thus far from the Crestwood offensive line and the Red Devils star running back. We're also going to give a game ball, of course, to the Garfield G-Men offense, which keeps rolling. 3 more touchdowns by Dalton Fall, and of course they need to maintain the momentum because weeks 7 and 8, that's going to be the challenge of a lifetime. They've got Crestwood and Mogadore in back-to-back weeks. And our final game ball goes to the Field Falcons for an incredible gesture. Norton student Kyle Richmond passed away. He was hit by a bus in the week leading up to Field's game with Norton. A great, classy gesture by Coach Lane Nor's team. They signed a football for the Norton Panthers, and they also walked out together. 1 Field player, 1 Norton player, each walking out of the tunnel together, and each of them standing together on the 20-yard line for the national anthem. Pure class from the Field Falcons and Norton Panthers. Third down. Hey, Coach, we're running out of time. Alrighty, folks, let's take you to Week 5 in lightning round style. Let's start in the county division. It's the final tune-up week before conference division play begins. We start with Rootstown. They had a pretty good offensive week last week. We saw a big touchdown early in the game on 4th down from Scott Stager to Nathan Moore. Another great chance to show off the offensive weapons. They play a Matthews team that's given up 40-plus points in consecutive weeks. We also look at the Crestwood Red Devils. You talk about playing tough competition to get yourself ready. The Red Devils certainly have. All 5 of the teams that they've played or are playing this week are 500 or better, so give the Red Devils tremendous credit. This week they've got a St. Thomas Aquinas team that is big, they are burly, perfect preparation for their Week 6 matchup against Mogadore. Then we turn over to the Metro Division. We've got Fields coming off blowout losses to Ellett and Norton. They travel to face a very tough Coventry squad that's got a lot of star power. We've got Norton riding high after that blowout of Field. They're hosting Cloverleaf. We've got Ravenna looking to bounce back from a surprising blowout loss to Woodridge. They're facing a Springfield team that, as we've mentioned, has been scoring plenty of points in the last couple of weeks. And finally, let's go to our Record-Courier game of the week. It's Woodridge, it's Streetsboro. For the Rockets, this is all about playing 48 minutes. Against Crestwood earlier this season, they dominated the first half. They're up 21-2 before the Red Devils stormed back. We saw them fall behind by 24 against Huron. We saw them against Springfield go up 42-14, then blow the lead, and the game was tied at 42, and then the Rockets emerged late. This team has shown flashes of greatness. They've shown flashes of being an elite team, but against a team like Woodridge, you've got to play 48 minutes. And I talked to Coach John Arlesic. Of course, the Woodridge Bulldogs, at their heart, it is about King Alfred Sanders, and the Rockets had a hard time tackling Logan Toot with Crestwood. Similar challenge this week. He said, look, if we're going to stop Logan Toot, we have to keep him from cutting back, and we have to finish our tackles. And of course, you can join me at JLR Sports on Twitter. I'll be providing all the live coverage of what should be a great game, the Record-Courier game of the week, Woodridge at Streetsboro, possibly four of the best wide receivers in the entire PTC, Dakari Carter and Keyshawn Jones for Streetsboro, and of course Jake Margroff and Sharif Howard for Woodridge. It should be a hell of a show. Join me live, and again, Jonah Rosenblum, Record-Courier. This is PFL.